Hello, today on ExtremeSFX.com, we are going to show you how to transform yourself or a friend into an undead cowboy. To do this, you will need a few things: Foam Latex Mummy Prosthetic, Spirit Gum Remover, Rubber Mask Grease Makeup in white, black, special dark, and Ceylon Cinnamon, translucent powder, alcohol. You will also need a variety of makeup tools like brushes, makeup sponges, a stipple sponge, and Q-tips. Start with clean, unmoisturized skin. Any type of moisture or oil can cause the prosthetic to not stick as well. Check the fit of the prosthetic on the face and take note of where the edges of the prosthetic sit. You don't want the prosthetic to be too close to the eyes, and you also need to know where to apply the spirit gum. Before you apply the prosthetic, clean out any powder residue from the inside with alcohol. This will help the prosthetic to stick better. There should be a nice, thin, ragged edge around the prosthetic, but if there is too much foam, you can remove the excess by pinching it off. Don't cut off the excess foam, and be careful about taking too much off. You will be using spirit gum to glue the prosthetic onto the face. Glue small areas at a time, working from the center of the prosthetic outward. We began by brushing spirit gum onto the nose, inner eye area, and above the lip with a flat, square brush. Tap the spirit gum on the face with your finger till it is tacky. Do not apply the spirit gum too closely to the eyes or in the eyebrows. For extra hold, you can also apply a layer of spirit gum directly onto the prosthetic. Lay the prosthetic onto the face, making sure you have the nose lined up correctly and press firmly. Continue the process of applying spirit gum to small areas at a time, tapping till tacky and pressing the prosthetic firmly onto the adhesive. Apply spirit gum to any loose edges of the prosthetic. Use a brush handle or your fingers to press the prosthetic onto the face repeatedly. The smoother you can get the edges of the prosthetic to lay, the more realistic your makeup will look. Using translucent powder and an eyeshadow brush, powder the edges of the prosthetic and any areas that any spirit gum is showing. This will make the exposed spirit gum not sticky. Brush off any excess powder. Begin the makeup by applying special dark to all the deepest areas of the prosthetic and to the eye area. Follow the contours of the prosthetic and extend the design off of the prosthetic and onto the face. Apply white rubber mask grease makeup to the teeth of the prosthetic. When you have finished defining the deepest areas of the prosthetic, apply Ceylon Cinnamon to the full prosthetic, face, and neck. Blend the Ceylon Cinnamon slightly into the dark areas, but don't cover them completely. We did this by using a foundation brush to pat the Ceylon Cinnamon over the areas that have special dark, so it colored all the high areas of the prosthetic without disturbing the special dark. Use a smaller brush to get into more detailed areas if you need to. Next, add more detail and depth by adding black. We gave our cowboy deep, sunken eyes by applying black to the inner corners of the eyes and bringing it around the eyes in a C shape. Also, layering it into the deepest crevices of the prosthetic and outlining the edges of the teeth. To make your real lips appear to be the inside of the mouth, apply black on your lips and any skin that is showing through the teeth of the prosthetic. Also, apply black to the insides of the prosthetic's nostrils and any exposed real nose that shows through the nostril holes of the prosthetic. Next, we added more detail by using a small round brush and feathering a layer of special dark selectively over the prosthetic, slightly blending the three colors together. You want to keep this pretty random and messy. To create even more dimension and to add a bit of texture, we used a stipple sponge with Special Dark and Ceylon Cinnamon. Deepen the shadowed areas by stippling over them with Special Dark. Then, stipple Ceylon Cinnamon lightly onto the high areas of the prosthetic and face. Go back and forth between the colors, overlapping the stippling to create a textured blend. Also, continue the stippling down onto the neck. To set the makeup, pat translucent powder onto the face. You can use a powder brush like we did, or use a powder puff. You can also use an eyeshadow brush to get powder into the small areas like around the eyes and nose. What is important is to start by pressing more powder than you think you will need onto the face, then carefully brush away the excess. You don't want to smudge the makeup by brushing over it before it is set. Complete your Undead Cowboy character by adding a pair of the Dark Angel contact lenses. A cowboy hat, boots, and a duster make a great costume for this character. Thank you for watching the Undead Cowboy makeup tutorial. You can purchase all of the products used in this video at extremesfx.com. If you enjoyed this tutorial, like, share, comment, and check out extremesfx.com to see more awesome characters.